Hello dear students, welcome back to BioVidyalaya. This is your educator Chithra. This is a continuation of our last lecture video, that is epistasis. Here we are going to discuss about duplicate types of epistasis. That means duplicate dominant epistasis and duplicate recessive epistasis. So let's begin. First we can do a quick revision of what we studied in our last lecture video. If one gene is masking the expression of another non-allelic gene, then we can call it as epistasis. The gene that is masking the expression of another gene is called the epistatic gene, and the gene that is masked by epistatic gene is called the hypostatic gene. We discussed about dominant epistasis and recessive epistasis. In the case of dominant epistasis, the dominant form of one gene that will mask the expression of another gene. In the case of recessive epistasis, the recessive form of one gene that will mask the expression of another gene. Okay. And the dominant epistasis ratio is 12:3:1 and the recessive epistasis ratio is 9:3:4. So in the case of dominant epistasis and recessive epistasis, one gene is epistatic to another gene. Here A is epistatic to B. Okay. If you did not watch our previous lecture video, then first watch that video. The link is here in the below description. We know that in the case of dominant epistasis and recessive epistasis, only one gene is epistatic to another gene. Only one gene that is present in one location is epistatic to another gene in another location. Okay, but here in the case of duplicate type of epistasis, both the genes can be epistatic gene. Both the gene A and B can be epistatic gene. Okay. So first we can discuss about duplicate dominant epistasis. The ratio of duplicate dominant epistasis is 15:1. Duplicate type of epistasis depend on two loci. That means that is depend on two genes. When dominant allele at either of the two loci can mask the expression of recessive alleles at two loci, it is known as duplicate dominant epistasis or duplicate gene action. So, duplicate dominant epistasis is also known as duplicate gene action. So, here dominant form of any of the gene, dominant form of any of the two gene can be mask the expression of recessive form of another gene. That is called the duplicate dominant epistasis. Okay. So, when dominant allele at either of the two loci can mask the expression of recessive allele at two loci, we can call it as duplicate dominant epistasis. Example is development of on in rice. Here you can see that this is on rice, this is onless rice. Here you can see that there is a hair-like appearance. This hair-like appearance is called the on. So here on is present. So this is on rice. This here on is not present. So this is onless rice. So this development of on in rice is an example for duplicate dominant epistasis. Okay. So here you can remember that presence of any of the dominant gene can produce on. Presence of any of the dominant gene. can produce on. Okay. The on-less condition develop only when there is no any of the dominant allele, none of the dominant allele. Okay. So on-less condition develop, there is no any of the dominant allele, none of the dominant allele. Okay. So, in the case of duplicate dominant epistasis, dominant form of any of the two gene can mask the expression of recessive form of another gene. Here, both genes A and B can be epistatic gene. Okay. This is the pathway of on-less to on. Here you can see that the dominant form of the gene A can convert on-less to on. The genotype of A can be homozygous dominant or heterozygous. Same way, the dominant form of the B can also convert on-less to on. The genotype of dominant form of B can be homozygous dominant or heterozygous. Okay. So here, this is the cross between on rice and on-less rice. I told you that presence of any of the dominant gene can produce on rice. Presence of any of the dominant gene can produce on rice. Okay. So here it is capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B. All the alleles are dominant. So this is on rice. Here none of the allele is dominant. So this is on-less rice. And F1 hybrid is capital A, small a, capital B, small b. This is on rice because here dominant allele is present. Okay. After that, this F1 hybrid is self-crossed. This is the F2 generation and the ratio of on and on-less plant is 15:1. So, let's see wherever this dominant allele is present. Here all are dominant alleles. Here 3 are dominant alleles. Here 3 are dominant alleles. Here 2 are dominant alleles. Here also dominant alleles are present. Here dominant allele is present. Here also dominant allele is present. Here 1 dominant allele is present. Here 3 dominant allele is present. Here 2. Here 2. Here also present. Here also present. Here dominant allele is present. Here dominant allele is present. So, all these genotype are on rice. Here capital A is representing on rice. So, these all are on rice. But here none of the dominant allele is present. So, this is on-less rice. So, the ratio is, phenotypic ratio is 15:1. So, the normal dihybrid cross ratio is 9:3:3:1. But here this is on rice. This is on rice. This is also on. So 9 plus 3 plus 3 is equal to 15 and this is on plus 1. So the double or duplicate dominant epistasis ratio is 15:1. The phenotypic ratio of duplicate dominant epistasis is 15:1. This you have to remember. So next, duplicate recessive epistasis. The ratio is 9:7. All the ratios are very important. You have to remember this. When recessive allele at either of the two loci can mask the expression of dominant alleles at the two loci, it is called a duplicate recessive epistasis or complementary gene action. So, the duplicate recessive epistasis is also known as complementary gene action. Here, recessive allele at any of the two loci can mask the expression of dominant allele at either of the two loci. Then it is called as duplicate recessive epistasis. So that epistasis gene can be small a or small b. Okay. Example is flower color of sweet pea. Here you can see that this is purple flower, this is white flower. We can write the pathway as colorless precursor 1 is converted to colorless compound 2 by the enzyme coding by the gene A, the dominant form of the gene A. Next, the colorless compound 2 can be converted to purple pigment by the dominant form of the gene B coded enzyme. Okay. So, here you have to remember that both the dominant form of the gene A and B are necessary to show purple color. Because the recessive alleles are epistatic. Here the recessive alleles are epistatic. Okay. This is the cross between purple flower and white color flower. And here in F1 hybrid we are getting purple flower because here both the genes are in dominant form. The dominant form means that may be homozygous dominant or heterozygous. Okay. After that, F1 hybrid is self crossing and this is the F2 generation. In F2 generation, we are getting purple flower to white color flower in the ratio of 9:7. So let's see this Punnett square. Here you can see that here both the genes are in dominant form. Here also both the genes are in dominant form. Here both the genes are in dominant form. Here both the genes are in dominant form. Here both the genes are in dominant form. A is homozygous dominant and B is heterozygous. Here also both the genes are in dominant form. Here also both the genes are in dominant form. Here also both the genes are in dominant form. Here also both the genes are in dominant form. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here 9 purple. Okay. But here you can see that there is only gene A is in dominant form. B gene is in recessive form. That's why here we are getting white color flower. Here you can see A is in dominant form but B is in recessive form. So here white. Here B is in dominant form but A is in recessive form. That's why here white. Here B is in dominant form but A is in recessive form. So here also white. Here A is in dominant form but B is in recessive form. So here white. Here B is in dominant form but A is in recessive form. So here white, here all the genes are in recessive form. So here also white. So why here we are getting this ratio of 9:7? Because both the dominant form of the gene A and B are required for the purple pigment formation. If any of the gene is in recessive condition, that will mask the expression of other gene. So we will get white color. Okay. So the ratio is 9:7. Normal dihybrid cross ratio is 9:3:3:1. But here this is purple, this is white, this is white, this is also white. So 3 plus 3 plus 1, 7. So the ratio is 9:7. So the duplicate recessive epistasis ratio is 9:7. Okay. I think this is clear for you. This video will not be complete without discussing some previous year questions. So in our upcoming videos, we will discuss some previous year questions. Okay. If you like this video and find it helpful, then please share this video with your friends and batchmates so they will also get benefit from this. And also don't forget to subscribe this channel and enable the bell icon so you will get notification when I upload new videos. So keep learning. Thank you.